Another day. Very strange times. Um, and I was in the car today driving, and the news came on, BBC Radio News, and it was talking about how we're now billions of pounds in debt as a result of coronavirus. Um, and retail sales have plummeted, which is understandable. Um, and one in three, or £1 in every three, is now spent online. And of course, it was the voice of doom, because the media has been the voice of doom right from the start. It's the way the media seems to work nowadays. It it doesn't give you positive advice, and I can remember through the winters back in the old days when the likes of BBC News, ITV, when there were news channels, and if it snowed in the winter, you would have loads of advice about how to deal with the snow. And even on children's programs like John Craven's Newsround, Blue Peter, you'll be given advice. So this is how you would survive in snow. Look after your neighbours. It would give you good tips on looking after your neighbours. You were even told advice on what to do if you got stranded in snow. To the point where it was really, some of it was survival advice, human survival, and some of it was just general good advice. But in the last few years, we've gone away from that. So the media now is, now it snows, and we get very little snow compared to what we used to. But now an inch of snow in the media is now doing full-length documentaries on how will we survive during the snow. Everybody panic. Don't go out. Don't go out unless your journey is absolutely necessary. But there's no actual advice. It's become a sensationalist news item. And it's not even news. It's going to snow. That's not news. It snows. We're used to it. Those of us who are a certain age are used to quite a lot of it sometimes. So we have this media now that doesn't like helping us and giving us advice. What it likes to do is frighten us. And of course, today's news story is we're now being frightened because the economy is on its knees. Well, for those of us who are, shall we say, awake or alert, as soon as this whole thing went towards lockdown, even before it went into lockdown, we already knew it was going to collapse. Whether it's a byproduct of a massive health scare or whether there was a certain amount of deliberate tactics in there, we don't know. But we knew it was coming. And now apparently it's taken everybody by surprise, if you listen to the media. So we know times are going to get hard. We knew that right from the start. We also know that there's going to be a different way of life. It's a paradigm shift going on. We can't go back to the old ways. And I think that's the realization that's coming through now with a lot of people. The old ways, some of old life was good, but we got to a point where really it wasn't fit for purpose anymore. So we've got to work our way out of that. But unfortunately, it's like anything. You've got to crack eggs to create an omelette. And you can't build a palace unless you knock down the ramshackled old shed that's in its place. So there we go. But if we listen to the media, everything's a disaster, and most of it is deliberate in that way. But we'll rise above that. So we'll keep moving forward. We'll keep pushing for that better future, and we'll rise out of this mess.